Hey guys, it's Bruce. Welcome to Convocourses podcast. Doing another live. This is just an experiment that I'm doing multiple lives a week to see how this goes. It's been interesting. I might have to keep doing this. All right. So now I see why so many people do so many lives. All right. What I'm going to do today is I'm answering questions or kind of responding to some of the stuff I get on social media just to focus. But I'm also going to take some questions. I can't do this for long right now. I got other stuff to do. So I'm going to do about 25 minutes, a lightning round where I'm going to answer questions as much as possible. And let's get it right into this. Okay, so the first question I have is from Facebook. I don't know if this is Instagram. Okay. I don't go to Instagram too often, but here I go. All right. Somebody asked me, great points. Very true. I've been doing AI and cybersecurity for 15 years, and there's a great need for people who have the skills. Bruce, thank you for being a great resource and influencer on this profession. Keep up the good work, bro. Man, thanks. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks, D Truth. I appreciate the words of kindness. I really appreciate that, man. And anybody else have any comments or questions? I got 25 minutes. So, okay, Google, set alarm 25 minutes. I'm going to force myself to get off of here.
5:52 p.m. Set.
There we go. Okay. Let me see if I have any other great content. Boss, love it. Wow. What did I do for this one? Oh, this is the one where I was talking about cybersecurity as a black man. All right. I just noticed a lot of people were asking questions about that or are looking for that, so I just responded to that. What other questions do I have on Instagram? Let's see. In my DMs, I think I already answered a lot of this. I don't get a lot of traction on point. I did that when I got out of the army in 2003. It's all true. All right, this is a video he's responding to where I'm telling people if you're in the military right now, if you happen to be wanting to get out, number one, get your medical records. You're not going to stay young forever. And then another thing I was telling them is that all your military training, not all of it, but a lot of it counts towards credits. So you can actually go to a counselor. They'll pull in your college credits. They got to get your transcripts from the military. And then some of those will translate to an accredited college. And you probably closer to a degree than you think. And I noticed a lot of military folks didn't realize that, but yeah, that's absolutely true. Let me see if I have any other questions before I turn it over to the chat. Nope, just some likes here and there. I just don't get a lot of traction on Facebook or Instagram. So, do you evaluate resumes? That's a great question. Yeah. So I started to. I'm trying to develop something where I can do it quickly, and because I still have my job, so I have to be able to do it fast. So I actually did this for free for somebody so they can help test my system. So I've got something really good. I'm going to see if this dude gets jobs. And if he does, then I'm just going to release it. It's already on my website, but I haven't started advertising it yet because I don't really know how it's going to work out right now. So it's coming. I have something coming where I'm going to evaluate people's resumes, cybersecurity and IT resumes. I have, I consistently get job offers and I know why. So I'm going to show you guys how I do it. So that's kind of the premise behind it. Somebody said, can entry search like Security Plus, Network Plus get you close to a six-figure salary? I would say it depends. Network Plus, no. The Security Plus, maybe. Depends on the position. Security Plus is a very good certification. It's very marketable. It's really going to depend on your experience. Like a certification alone is not going to get you six figures. You've got to have some experience. So experience plus a certification, depending on the position and the location and the organization, yes, it can get you six figures. But that being said, in some places in the U.S., six figures is not a big deal. Like the East Coast, six figures is not a big deal. Certain parts of California, 6 figures might not even be enough. So 6 figures not a big deal in some places. That being said, if you got a position as a cybersecurity analyst with Security Plus and you had about 2-3 years of experience, you could probably get either 6 figures or very close to it. Another thing is if you had a clearance, if you had a secret clearance, a secret clearance or a public trust clearance, an active security clearance, and then you had a Security Plus and you had a couple years of experience and you were in the East Coast, yes. So CompTIA search cannot get you even a entry level job. I disagree with that. So CompTIA certs come in all shapes and sizes. I don't know if you knew this, but some of them are specialized. So the CASP, as a matter of fact, is almost the equivalent of a CISSP. The CompTIA CASP is almost the equivalent of a CISSP. A real good friend of mine took the CASP. He said it was hella hard. I've never taken it before, but it's an without experience. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Without experience, any certification without experience is not is going to get you an entry level. Can possibly give you an entry level position, but it's not going to pay a lot, and it depends on where you are in the country. It's going to be more difficult to get it. What you can't get away with is knowledge. You have to have the information. You have to have the knowledge to get in any IT job. So CompTIA is not gonna, there's no one certification that's gonna automatically get you a 6-figure job or an entry level job for that matter. You're gonna have to do the work. You got to get the knowledge. Hey man, are you help desk? Are help desk roles good for work from home? There's some work from home help desk jobs that have come to me that I've sent out to my group. If you join my newsletter, sometimes people will send me those and I send them out. Is it good for work from home? Some of them can be. That's still some of those customer service jobs where they're taking calls from the clients that are within the organization. Like you might have, like a lot of those jobs, like Verizon had that kind of job. So Verizon is a huge company, right? So what would happen is if your computer broke at Verizon, what they would do is you would have to call someone. You'd have to call someone to check up and fix your system. And let me switch the screen real quick. You'd have to call someone, and that typically that person was a person who was working from home, who was just a IT dude. They was IT support customer service person, and then they would walk you through how to fix or they would reset your password, or they would, something like that. And then if it got to a point where it was a hardware issue and they couldn't fix it remotely, then what they would do is they would if they couldn't fix it remotely, they would have you send your system somewhere, so they could fix it physically, put hands on it. So are they good? Yeah, you could totally find a job like that. Is a security clearance hard to obtain? If depends. It depends on. I wouldn't say it was necessarily difficult to. So first of all, security clearance. Okay, so security clearance. You've got to be eligible for certain security clearances. Eligible means you have to be a U.S. citizen. So depends, right? So if you're a U.S. citizen, that means you're eligible for a security clearance. I'm talking about secret or top secret or whatever. Excluding public trust, because public trust is usually put in the same basket as a security clearance, but it's not actually a security clearance. So that being said, if you are a American citizen or naturalized citizen, you're eligible to get a secret clearance or a top secret clearance. And then another thing is jobs. Like on the East Coast, there's so many clearance jobs, and a lot of times you get hired, they'll get you a clearance. That's the way you get a clearance, is that you get hired at a company who has a need. The company has been contracted by the government. They have a contract with the government, and they have a need to have access to certain information. So they got to go through all this process to get that access, right? Then they need to hire people who are eligible to get those clearances. So they're going to hire mostly American citizens, like naturalized or born here or whatever. And then they've got to go through a whole process to get that clearance. And then, but once you get the clearance, you're good, right? And that being said, you don't have to have a security clearance to get an IT job or to get a cybersecurity job. I know that's shocking for some people, but I myself have had several jobs that didn't require a secret or a top secret clearance. It's kind of it's kind of misleading. The name security clearance doesn't mean you have to have it's not necessary for cybersecurity. I mean, and there's all kinds of cybersecurity jobs. You're not always touching uh, sensitive information. Like I've had jobs where all I did was mess around with policies, and there was no classified information. There's no sensitive information in there. I mean, some policies, the way they're written, you can literally go on the internet and find people's policies, so security policies on there, because it's saying stuff like, we make sure that people have multi-factor authentication. We make sure that you have a complex password. We make sure, like, that stuff's not classified, and it's not sensitive information. Sensitive information is like, the IP address, and the users who are sitting on that system, and if it has an admin account, and that it has certain vulnerabilities on a certain IP address, that's when it gets sensitive. But if it's just a policy, normally those aren't sensitive. But sometimes depends on what they put in it. All right, I have another question. Is salary or hourly better? It depends. I know I'm not trying to, it's not a cop out, okay? I've done both. I've had an hourly position where I was making over $80 an hour. And it was a part-time job, and so I didn't need to be salary, and they just needed me for a certain amount of hours, and so I just needed to perform, do what I needed to do my 40 hours a week, and then I was out. They didn't have but that being said, they didn't have any kind of benefits. They didn't have any kind of none of that stuff. I was just a contractor. I'd come in, do my job for an hour or two, whatever, and then I was out. And then salary for me, since I have kids and I have a family, salary is better because I need the benefits and I don't want to be chasing down insurance companies and stuff. For me personally, salary is better, but there's been times when I took hourly and hourly was better for that situation. Can you break into my home? Can you break into my home? CIS hardened best I could. I'm not a hacker, my man. I'm not a hacker. I don't have those kind of skills. I think it's cool. It's fun to play with, but I don't have those kind of skills. Is a government job, right? Okay, let me see. Where would I go to find out about PCI DSS framework? Okay, so there's a website. Go on Google, type in PS. Actually, let me see. I don't want to lie to you. If you go to Google, you type in PCI DSS, and there's a site called PCIsecuritystandards.org. PCIsecuritystandards.org. And that won't have a library of all the documents. It has the standards. It has PCI compliance as a whole, like the whole history behind it. It's got a quick reference guide, the PCI quick reference guide. It looks a little bit something like this. I'm only gonna be here on here for like 25 minutes, guys, and I gotta get out of here. But whoops, whoops. But let me just show you this. That's what it looks like right there. This guide right here has everything you need to start. That's it. Let me see. Any other questions? No hacker. is okay, man. You here for the bag. Yeah. I had a help desk job interview this morning for $22. Um, are you just starting this, Brown? Is this your first like run at this? Are you trying to get like in your first position? Because actually, if you can get in the door, man, it's a great stepping stool to like once you get that experience, it changes everything. Experience is really what changes everything. I mean, don't get me wrong, certifications and degrees are great because you have to know the knowledge. You can't even get in the door if you don't know the knowledge. If you don't know what IP addresses are, if you don't know what ports are, if you don't know basic security practices, and they're not even going to look at you. So you have to know that stuff. And then certifications and degrees are the way to get that information. But things change once you get that experience. It's different. So if you can, yes, that will be my first job to get. Man, I hope you get it, man. Congrats, man. You get that job, it changes everything, my man. Changes everything, and you keep it for a while. I know $22 an hour is not like what it's not ideal, but start off like don't think of it as like that's not this one step towards the right direction, right? And then as you're getting that experience, man, just like make sure you document everything you're doing because a lot of people they get in a job and they forget all this. They don't even they don't realize what kind of dope stuff that they're doing that they could put on their resume and it's going to make them there's certain skills that you're going to learn that are $100,000 skills. Off the top of my head, a few of them are like cybersecurity threat analysis, hot, cloud computing. If you can get any kind of experience doing cloud computing, man, if you can get your hands on it, if you're fixing stuff in the cloud, you need to get yourself some experience doing that cloud computing, cybersecurity analyst work where there's a vulnerability right on a system and you're looking through like a scan and you have to determine how to read it. That's 100. I mean, there's some skills that they're going to teach you that you're going to learn that are $100,000 skills. And if you don't even let's say they're just doing you basic stuff like all you're doing is fixing laptops and that's all you do or all you're doing is walking through people through troubleshooting their router or something like that, like their computer or whatever. You can be studying while you're doing this. Like you can be like on your downtime studying, get that CEH if you want to be a pen tester. That's a good entry level one. If you're trying to do what I'm doing, go get that security plus. Like be working on that. That way, when you go to your next position, your next yard, you put that stuff on your resume that you're working on the security plus, that you learn about cryptography, right? That you learned about. You could put that on your resume and put the experience of working in the industry, and that changes everything. Okay, somebody said, what's your response time for coaching requests? I don't so right now I'm too busy to do coaching. That's why I do the more of these lives because I don't have the I don't have the time to do one-on-one coaching. I did it last time and it just takes up a lot of my time and I have a full-time job and it's pretty stressful. So right now I apologize, but I need to take that off my website. Actually, I was I was off work for like 4 months, and I was doing one-on-ones for like a few months. So right now, I'm just not doing them. But what I am going to try to do for you guys is take resumes and then run it through some programs that I have, and also put my eyes on it and help you out. That I can do. Like I can do some like resume stuff, but I'm working on a program to where it's fast for me to do it in an efficient way. I'm running somebody through it right now to see if I can get them a job, a really good high paying job. And then if it works, I'll take on more people and that'll be my equivalent of a coaching. But right now it's in testing. Somebody says, I want to be a SOC cybersecurity analyst. I don't need a plus, right? Should I get a Security Plus? Yes. Security Plus is one you can get. Another one's called CYSA Plus. That's a good one for the SOC. A plus, you don't need it. If you already know computers, if you're already on a help desk, if you're already doing your thing, you're already an IT guy. Don't waste your time with the A plus. A plus is for very new people. very new. Like a lot of people get on here, they don't know anything. They don't know anything. And so those people, I'm telling them, do A plus because it would benefit them in the knowledge and the job. But if you already know it, if you're already IT guy, like Brown, let's say Brown is he's got an interview. It's gonna be his first job. For him, A plus would be great. Now, once he gets about 6 months at that job and he's already fixed like 100 systems, he's already got it in his. He knows how the organization work. He knows help desk. He's a help desk guy. He's officially an IT guy. Now it's time to move on to Security Plus. Or if he still kind of feels like he wants to sharpen his swords and he doesn't feel like comfortable yet, then Security Plus. Security Plus is an very entry level certification. Let me see. Somebody said, Joe said, I've been getting temp call agencies. So Joe is my canary in the coal mine. So if it works, tell me, Joe. Let me know if it works, because if it works, man, I'm gonna start bringing other people on the resume track that I'm walking you through. Joe says, so the resume is working. I'm also signing up for positions, also, but I've had 5 temp agencies reach out to me so far, and I'm waiting to set up interviews. Okay, so tell me when you get to the interview process, my man. So the next stage is a couple interviews, and then at some point you're going to get offer letters. So an offer letter is them formally accepting you as an employee and telling you, or a contractor, and they're telling you on that letter, it'll say, here's how much we're going to pay you, here's how many hours a week we want you to work, here's what you're going to do, and do you accept? And that's an offer letter. And if you take it, you're employed. You got the job. I would say wait for something you want, like unless you're like pressed and you have to start now, wait for something you want. So my man Joe is going through my process. I took his resume, I rewrote it. I put my touch, like I treat his resume like it's my resume. I'm like, okay, now how can I? And I, knowing my 20 years of experience, I went through his whole resume, right? I rewrote it. Then check this out. I ran it through AI. So AI took what I wrote and made it even better. Then what I did was I took his resume and I uploaded it to this professional resume service that I'm subscribed to, and I send it to this site. It's a site that like just evaluates your resume and says, okay, you got to fix this, this, this. Then I go through and I fix all those things. So that's what I do for people's resume. That's what I would like to do for people's resume. It's going to be a paid service right now. Let me just see if it works. Once I get Joe, once I am solid that Joe's like somebody at his level can get a position, then I'm going to open it up and tell you guys all about it. But right now, if you're interested in it, let me know this is something you would like to do. That would let me know that this is a service that I could do. I don't know how many hours a week I could dedicate to it. So we'll see. We'll see. I paid some lady like $75 for my resume one time. Yeah, it's one of those things. I'm interested. Oh, okay, I got some interest here. Yeah, I already know A plus. I already know A plus. I saw it over and it's like kindergarten level. Nah, man, it's not like that, man. Come on. It was my first certification, man. So for me, it was difficult. You know what I mean? Like when I first took it, it was the first certification I took. And I was like, it's got all this jargon in it. And it's like, if you've never seen it before, it's like, damn, well, like, what does this mean? What is this? It's got all these acronyms, like for the first time. Now having done this for a long time is real basic stuff, So everybody's at a different level. So, but if you've been doing this for a while, don't waste your time with the A plus. Like you go to Security Plus or something. What's that resume program? So resume program is on convocourses.com, and I don't know. I don't even know what to charge for it yet. So I'm still testing it out. It's what I'm doing is I'm taking somebody's resume, I'm rewriting it and upload it to this resume service that I do. I run it through AI to say, okay, write this better. I'll reread what AI wrote because sometimes it's BS. I'll reread it and I'm like, okay, cool. And once I get it to a certain level, I'm like, yeah, this is it right here. This has got the keywords. This has got everything that a person needs to get this position. Then I give it back to you and I tell you, okay, you need to put it here, 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 and here. And then what I also did for Joe was I took his LinkedIn profile and I ran it through the same program and to see what's the best wording. So because that's really powerful too. So all that stuff combined, my job is to get you a position, and we just keep doing it until you get a position. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let me see. Okay, thanks. Retiring from Space Force. I have a PMP, a CISSP, and working on CCNA. What should I do to become an ISSO? I've done ComSec. I've done network and project management. You are prepped to. All you got to do is have a good resume, my man. You got everything you need. You've got everything. They're looking for somebody like you. All you got to do is put yourself in front of the right people, and somebody's going to pick you up. Because the PMP with the CISSP is hot. I mean, that's exactly the skill set you need to do ISSO work, and it pays pretty good. And you're retiring from Space Force. Okay, so so a lot of times what happens with the military is that we have our own jargon. I'm a vet myself, so we have our own jargon, and you don't want to stop. You don't want to put. That means I got to stop doing this live. I'm gonna force myself to stop doing it. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. So with the military, if you're coming out the military, okay, you're kind of brainwashed with all the acronyms and the jargon, and you just everybody you know in your circle, they know what you're talking about. But you got to remember, the civilians don't know what the hell you're talking about. So you've got to translate your resume into civilian speak, and so that's where you got to change things. I mean, let me tell you something. Like the skill set you have is definitely six figures. You know, depending on where you are in the country, really. I mean, actually, you could probably just get a remote job. It'll make six figures. If you don't mind me asking, are you getting out soon, or? So that's another big question. Like, when are you getting what part of the country do you live in? Oh my Lord. He says DMV area. Oh man, yeah, it's six figures, man. I said, you probably already have a clearance because you get down the military. Yeah, you're hot, man. They're gonna want you. Yep, all you need is to tighten up your resume. So right now I haven't opened up, well, it's on the site, but I don't know how many resumes I can do at this time. And I'm trying to figure out, like, if Joe's is effective, then I'll start taking on more, and I got to figure out how many I can do like a week, because I don't want to just get your resume and then be sitting on it for like a month or some shit like I've done in the past. For free, by the way. This is not free, so I want to be able to have the cycles to actually work for you. You know, if you're paying for it. All right, guys, that's it. I'm out of here. Thank you so much. If you guys are interested in anything I'm teaching or whatever, follow me on convocourses.net, convocourses.com. Sign up for the newsletter, get job. And also, I've got a Discord. So if you want to talk to me on Discord or whatever, I'm on there from time to time. That's it, guys. I will be on here tomorrow. I'll be on here every Saturday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, where we can chat just like this, but I go for like an hour or two. Right now, I'm just getting off work and I got other stuff to do. So I will talk to you guys at another point. If you're interested in the resume writing course, I don't know how many I could do right now. Damn, I know I could do at least one. I don't know. I'll think about it. Talk to me tomorrow.